Welcome back to Bio News Network. Thank you for joining us. We just wanted to give you a special update on this very intense storm that is actually making its way into the area of Colorado, Utah, Wyoming, northern New Mexico, as well as West Oklahoma. We're actually going to take a really closer look at what we would anticipate to be the peak of this storm, which would be sometime around midday on Sunday. So if we actually take a closer look at the system, we're actually taking a closer look on March 14th, Sunday, around anytime between noon to 2 p.m. So we're going to actually take a closer look at this time window. We're going to actually take a closer look at different weather models. Primarily, we're going to be looking at a precipitation model. We're also going to be taking a closer look at an AGL model as well as storm helicity model. Here at Bio News Network, we try to use different tools to actually help our subscribers understand storms, the cyclonic formations, and the different aspects that actually go into storms. So here we have our main one of our main precipitation models that we rely on when we're tracking storms. So we're actually going to create what's called a cuboid here for this presentation going forward, and it will help you to understand the cyclonic nature of this storm that's going to be impacting, has already started in many areas, primarily western of the impact area, but you'll actually get to see a little bit more of a graphical representation of about 5 different models that we use to track the storm. So let's try and see if we can generate that cuboid for you, and it will stay resident with us throughout the presentation. And here we have our cuboid that we presented for you. So as we go into the presentation, you can actually see the different dimensions that we actually take a look at as far as a 3-dimensional model going forward with our analysis of this storm. So as you can see, and we anticipate that this storm would have a major initial impact on Saturday and Sunday in the area of northern Texas to northern Texas, West Oklahoma area. And as this low pressure system starts to tighten, we're going to see quite a bit of effects that's actually occurring from this storm making its way. It's going to be a significant blizzard event simply because we anticipate around the time of midday on Sunday, the winds are going to intensify quite a bit. We are tracking that winds will be somewhere between, in most areas like Denver and Alamosa area, winds will be sustained at 22 to 25 miles per hour. And also we do anticipate that in some areas it may be gusting up to 45 to 50 miles per hour. So we do have the element of wind gusts, and we do have the element of heavy snowfall, and we're talking about anywhere between 3 to 4 inches per hour that we anticipate in the area of Denver. We anticipate midday in the Alamosa area, perhaps half an inch to an inch per an hour, and this is per an hour rate of snowfall. As far as the Flagstaff area, we are seeing possibly 1 inch of snow per an hour. Starting from Friday evening, progressing through to Saturday, with winds sustained at about 15 miles an hour, and in the late and gusts up to 35 miles per hour late afternoon, with up to 2 inches of snow snowfall per an hour in that area. If we take a closer look at the area of Colorado Springs, which is pretty much centered around the air, very, very close to the center of where we anticipate this low pressure system will actually start tightening quite a bit. We do see that in the Colorado Springs area starting early Saturday morning, 1 inch to 2 inches of of snow per an hour. And it will be steady throughout the day with blizzard-like conditions through to Sunday midday with winds sustained at 20 miles per an hour, gusting up to 48 miles per an hour through Sunday night. If we actually take a closer look at this model, we can go from the precipitation model and we can actually take a look at temperatures we anticipate that will be in the ground level zone. We can actually see in areas such as Albuquerque, we anticipate it be 35 degrees. If we take a closer look at Denver, we take a closer look at in the Alamosa area, 36 degrees. But the thing is, this is simply at the ground level, but do keep in mind too that we are working with a very, very cyclonic system. So we actually take a look at what's called a storm helicity track, and this is what we anticipate that the storm will actually look like during in midday on Sunday. You can actually see the significant cyclonic bands, almost like a very, very intense storm that we would normally associate with that would have generated in the Caribbean Ocean or the Gulf of Mexico. But this is actually a snow blizzard, and we actually see all of the telltale signs of a very, very intense system with a central stagnant core that is actually basically represented by the tight low pressure system with very, very tight isobars that are going to tighten most likely sometime in the early morning on Sunday. Things will start to really, really tighten and intensify. And then another model that we actually take a look at also is going to be the wind chill, and you can actually see it on our cuboid. The wind chill factor, we anticipate instead of being in the low 30s, we actually it will be the mid-20s for a lot of the areas. Most of the snowfall will be, of course, in Colorado, but we do anticipate some cities in New Mexico, such as Taos and also Alamosa, as we mentioned, and of course, for sure, Denver. And then we have Fort Collins. These are going to be cities that are going to be receiving significant amount of snowfall within a very, very short period of time. So we can actually take a closer look at also what's called snowfall accumulation. And this model actually gives us a really, really good representation as far as where the intensity of the accumulation of the snowfall will actually be. And we can actually see, as we anticipate, it will be around the Denver area, Fort Collins area. Keep in mind too that we do see it extending down to the Colorado Springs area, and of course to the southern cities in the area of Colorado. Do keep in mind also we do see it flowing over into a little bit into Utah, but Wyoming is going to get quite a bit of effects from this blizzard that is going to be making its way, actually is there, making its way really, really present just over the next week, during the next few hours. So we wanted to present just to give you an idea of the intensity of this snowstorm that is actually going to be really having a grip on the states of Colorado and Wyoming within the next few hours, along with Utah and also northern cities of New Mexico. So it's going to be quite an event, and as this system slowly, as you can see, we mentioned in our last update, the issue of cyclogenesis has to do with the stagnant fronts basically sitting there, and we do have a high pressure system that is actually causing a variety of effects to actually occur at the same time with a high pressure system here in Canada, and then we have the warm air that's actually coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. So there are a lot of different factors that are intensifying the storm, allowing it to really be very, very slow moving. And we do anticipate that eventually, with the migration of the system east, is going to create a significant situation as far as severe weather in the area of, as we anticipated, would be Tennessee, Louisiana, the Louisiana area, Arkansas, severe weather possibly in eastern Oklahoma City, Dallas, as far as remnants of this storm transitioning from a snowstorm into a wintry mix of rain, freezing rain, and snow. So that's actually what we're taking a closer look at here at Bio News Network. We will continue to monitor all of the different models that are actually making up this cuboid for you, and as we go forward into the weekend, if anything changes, of course, we will bring those updates to you. And we appreciate this opportunity to reach out to our subscribers with this information about the storm that is going to be here in the middle of March. So thank you so much for watching. Of course, this is Bio News Network. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. And we do appreciate you. Please look for future updates. And of course, always bow to the weather. Thank you.